my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live show, Tipsy Tuesday. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our show. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. Say hello to my producer, Mr. HP, on this lovely Tuesday. How are you doing, sir?
I'm just delightful. How are you
I
today?
feel like I'm all in blue here.
You're
It's
way-
ocean-themed everything.
You're way in blue. Way.
Ocean-themed everything.
Yeah.
But thank you all for being here. If you're new to our show, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button on the big red icon. And then if you are watching us on Facebook, all you got to do is like our page and maybe sign up for some notifications to make sure you don't ever miss a show.
How about some hearts and thumbs?
Yeah. Give us some hearts and thumbs.
How about hearts and thumbs?
Up. Thumbs up.
Not down.
Up. And of course, if you know somebody that you think would appreciate watching some quilty goodness, love, and talk about quilting and fun stuff all day long, maybe share the show with them. We appreciate that all day long.
If you get a thumbs down, will you really take it personal?
Kind of. I do. I know it can be accidental sometimes, but
We hope.
it's like, really? We're here all the time.
We hope.
Rain or shine, right?
Don't accidentally please give us a thumbs down.
We appreciate you not doing that. But we are excited to be here, of course. We have the quilts behind me today. I have, of course, our strip cocktail. This is going to be our strip along, kicking that off next week. And then on the other side is oldie but goodie. This is a tailor quilt made years ago. Has been living down here in Florida, of course, because of the ocean themed. Fits very
Look at that
well.
guy. Look, it's so pretty.
You have Strip and Dip, our last year's strip pattern for our strip along.
Strip and dip.
We'll talk more about the strip along. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But we always encourage you to stick around through the end of the show because we have a giveaway question at the end. All you got to do is answer the question in the comments. You're entered into winning a gift card. So guess what? We have to announce our last week's winner.
Okay.
Last week's winner is
Drum roll. Oh.
Diane Schwam. Now, the question I asked was, have you participated in previous strip-alongs? Because this year's is going to be our 10th annual.
Wow.
And Diane said, yes, I've participated in 2 of them. So we would love to hear from all of you that are watching if you have participated or plan on participating in this one.
Nice.
We would really appreciate it. Now, every Tuesday, every Tipsy Tuesday, I give you a tip of the day. And we are throughout this year doing 2 kind of regular programs on our tip of the day. And today it is time for one of them. It is our GEasy building blocks. It's a block of the month, completely free. You can download the pattern, guide pattern from our website. And it is kind of a great program for someone who's starting to quilt or for anybody wanting to kind of go back to the basics and work your way through learning some of those stripologizing methods for all kinds of units. So building blocks, this is going to be block number 4. We're in April. I had to think about that one. We're in April, block number 4. So I think it's just time to dive right into this one, right?
Let's go.
Dive right into block 4 of GEasy building blocks. Let's work on our block number 4 for GEasy building blocks. This one is called Shoofly. So we're going to keep on practicing our half square triangles, combining that with some squares for the Shoofly block. So make sure you check the size of block that you're making. For the 12-inch block, we're going to start with just 2 fabrics, cutting 2 5-inch squares of each for the half square triangles. For the 9-inch, I cut 2 4-inch. For the 6-inch, we're cutting 2 3-inch. We're going to be making half square triangles, so 4-inch finished for the largest block, 3-inch for the medium, and 2-inch for the small. So I have my squares from the background, from the light fabric and the dark fabric. We need 2 of each. And then we go down here and we need to cut 4 3.5-inch squares and 1 3.5-inch squares from the dark, 4 from the light, 1 from the dark. That's going to be our squares. But of course, if you're doing the larger size, they need to be 4.5, 2.5 if you're making the smallest size. So we call this a 9-patch block because we have essentially 9 patches, but 4 of these are going to be a half square triangle. So again, we're going to go to our Master Your Stripology Rulers book, our half square triangle chart. Here's the technique. So for my size, I need 3.5-inch. I started with my 4-inch square, so I need to trim them to 3.5. So again, I start like we did when we made our block number 3, layering my squares, cutting them apart, sewing on the cut side, and then pressing. So I have them pressed towards the darker fabric, and now we got to trim them. So mine gets trimmed to 3.5 inches, 4.5 if you're a 12-inch block, or 2.5 if you are a 6-inch block. So I like to use my mini ruler for that. And I want to point out now that we have a different size. I love using my stickers. So I am doing a 3-inch, and you're going to be making a few of these. So I outline that square, the 3.5, and you can do 4 arrows. What I like about 4 arrows is that you just see it so clearly. So when you're lining things up, it's easy to see. And also it's pointing right at that diagonal line that I'm going to use to line up with my seams. Then I can use a different color sticker to put on the slits that I need to be trimming to. Oh, this one is in the right place. So for my 3.5, I need to trim through the 1.5 and 5. It's going to be bigger for the 12-inch block, smaller for the 6.5, because that will be 2.5 or 4.5. All right, so we start by trimming our half square triangle, centering that square on my block. I have the diagonal dotted line on my seam, and this just makes it so easy. You could line up your half square triangles and just trim them all at the same time, turning it 90 degrees. And now I can align the top and bottom line with the edges, diagonals on the seam, make my 2 cuts, and here it is. So we are going to be using 4 half square triangles, or you're going to end up with 4, making from those 2 squares of each. And now it's time to assemble the block. So first off, I take 2 half square triangles, making sure they are turned exactly right with a light on the outside. And then we are going to sew a light square between. So that would be the square that we cut here, mine are 3.5, and then 4.5 or 2.5 for the other sizes. We're going to sew these, and we're going to be pressing towards we're going to press towards the center on these guys, away from the center in the middle, and then towards the center on the bottom. So like this, we're going to make 2 of these rows, and then our next row right here, it's going to be that dark square with 2 light squares like that. So, and then we're going to press that one outwards. So we're always pressing to the light squares. And then once we have that, we sew the 3 together to create our Shoofly block. These seams will all nest since we pressed them all the same towards the white. And so now, once we sew these, I press the seams towards the center because that's going to create the least amount of bulk. I like to sew 1 row to the middle, press, and then add my other one and press. So there it is, our Shoofly fly block for block 4 of GEasy building blocks. So that's it, block number 4. We're still working on our half square triangles, putting together a different type of a block. And as we go through the next few blocks, we're always going to be testing out some new techniques that you can do. So any questions you have on this one, let me know. You can download that sheet, that instructional sheet for the 3 different sizes of that block on our website. So GEasy building blocks, you can find everything and previous blocks too. So love your comments. Thank you. Now let's talk about something we started talking about, the strip along. Strip along is coming up a week from today. We are kicking it off with part 1 of the strip along. So this time, this is the 10th annual year that we do this. 10th year. So what is a strip along? A strip along is essentially just a quilt along, but I started it because our Stripology ruler came out in 2014, end of 2014. And so our first strip along was really based on the notion. I went back and looked at some of my older published strip patterns before the ruler came out and brought that back, improvised some of the techniques using the rulers, of course, and just kind of redoing something that is older is really fun, making it up in different colors. Of course, we encourage everybody to use, if you have strips, great for scrappy stuff. If you want something more uniform, we give you different color options. So this time around, 10th annual, I went way back to my first ever published pattern, which is the strip cocktail pattern that you see back here. I'll show you that later on, but I thought it'd be fun to go back 10 years to look at our first ever strip along. What was the pattern we did then? That time we did a pattern called Strip Maze. So kind of a basket weavy fun pattern. Our second pattern that we did in 2018, we started 2017. 2018 was Strip Down. These are all single patterns published way before the ruler came out. And then back in 2019, Strip in the Box was our 2019 strip along. Strip to Shore was our 2020. Now these are the quilts I made during the strip along. These are not the originals, except for the first one. I think I probably gave it away, but these are all the new ones. 2021 Strip Joints. I made a big one that year. 22, we did Strip Tees, and I did 2 versions. So this is the 2.0 version. In 2023, Strip Twist, also a 2.0 version. And then in 2024, we did Strips and Salsa. Oh, I love this one, very classic. And then 2025, Strip and Dip. Strip and Dip. So here we are, 2026, and we are doing Strip Cocktail. So can we look at the original pattern cover, the original quilt? Again, very scrappy. This one was actually sewn out of the first ever fabric line that I published. It was called, that I designed. It was called Baskets and Blooms. And so this was done way back in, the quilt was made in 2005. 2005. I think the pattern came out in 2006. So yes, 20 years later. Now in the pattern fabric requirements, I give you how many strips you need. For the original pattern had 3 sizes. I've added a couple of sizes to this one, so you can do any size. I give you lights and darks, but it really doesn't matter. So you can see in this version we did, the lights are kind of a little bit lighter than the darks that are in the piece block, and then you have the strip set blocks. And you can do it that way just to give your quilt a little bit of a dimension, you don't have to follow that. You can do whatever you want. So you can have them all medium value. You can have them all lights, all darks. It's all what you want to do. It really is. It's such a simple pattern, but really fun to do. It is great, super scrappy. So if you have leftover strips from whatever you got, it's going to look great. This particular one is made from our Echo. We had some Echo rolls, dessert rolls from Moda. We unfortunately sold out of them in the first couple of days after we announced this and showed you the quilt. Now the one behind me, so this pattern also works really, really great for our half yard bundles. So you can use our half yard bundles. I actually made this version, which is this pattern, or this fabric is called Daybreak. And I made that from a half yard bundle. It was a 10-piece half yard bundle. So from each half yard, you will get 70 strips. Just know that. So you can work with that and cut your half yards into strips. And I had this bundle just so happened to have some lights and darks, so I was able to figure that all out. Had some leftover extra, so I could swap out if I wanted to. And so our half yard bundles work really, really well for this strip along. Now we have some specials going on until we kick this off a week from today. So if you purchase $60 worth of anything in our store, you get the strip along free. That means the pattern and all the videos that you can watch forever after. And until we kick it off too, if you don't want to purchase anything else, $12.95 will give you that, which the price will go up right away when we kick this off a week from today. So that is the special. Any questions, let us know. I am so excited to see all of your strip cocktails. It's a quick and easy pattern, you guys, but it's a great one to practice your scant 1/4 inch seam, so everything will work together. We're gonna work on some strip sets. I'm gonna give you some organizing tips and things like that. So it's just a fun, fast sew. And sometimes those are just what the doctor ordered, you know, whatever you got going on, something quick and fun to do. All right, any questions?
No questions.
Good. People are loving all the versions. Just wait until we start working on this. You're gonna see so many different versions. What I've been loving, if you are a part of our Facebook group, Gudrun's Quilt Crew, you've been posting your photos of your fabrics that you're going to use. Some of you are finding maybe some well-aged jelly rolls, maybe pulling some strip leftovers from your bins, like I've been preaching you to save for years and years. Some of you may be cutting up a bundle that you've had for a while or just got something fresh and new. So it's really fun to see what you're planning on using. Gets everybody excited and inspired. So we appreciate all of those great posts. Speaking of some great inspiration, I wanted to mention our Mother's Day perfect pairing boxes are dwindling down in quantity. So if you wanted to secure one, if you wanted to make somebody happy and send them a Mother's Day gift, we are shipping those out in about 2 weeks. We're gonna keep, if we have some left in stock, we're gonna keep them on the website. That's a great present for yourself. The perfect pairing boxes will include a full bundle and some background, 2 patterns, a couple of little notions that are gonna work great for making those patterns, and some chocolate. So we can include a personalized message card if you want to, but some great different options for all different types of fabrics. So whatever the style the recipient kind of leans towards, you can pick that, and you can make 2 lap-size quilts from what's in that box, at least, and have maybe some leftovers. So I think that's a great deal for $179, I think.
It's a great deal.
And a pretty little box. Make somebody happy. Now that is priceless.
And
making somebody
too.
happy.
And chocolate too.
Right. And making somebody feel appreciated on Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. Priceless. Priceless.
I better get you some chocolate.
Oh, please do. Please do. All right, so I wanted to mention the Mother's Day perfect pairing. If you haven't heard about those, check those out right away. Also, a week ago, we launched a brand new subscription club that is I'm really excited about. We have subscriptions for little bundles, half yard bundles, and then our color club that are all popular. We also have our shades club, which is kind of our background club. This one is our wideback club. So our goodie wideback club, our first shipment of this club ships in May 15th, and every other month. So 6 a year, you will receive a 3-yard cut of a wideback, so a 108 by a 108. And we try to choose always some exciting things. You will get a little insert with it. This is just an example of it, but it will have some bundle recommendations. It will have a little blurb about the fabric and the company behind it, why I chose it, some long arm tips, and of course, a photo of a quilt that we made using that wideback. So it's kind of a fun little thing, but the biggest bonus is that everybody that is a Wideback Club subscriber gets 10% standing discount on all our widebacks any day of the week, any hour of the day. So I think that's pretty phenomenal. It doesn't kick in until we ship our first shipment. So of course, and if you unsubscribe, it goes away. But it is for both our 3-yard cuts and our 2-yard cuts, and it's unlimited, you guys. So if you quilt a lot, if you have a long arm, or maybe you're quilting for others, this is a great subscription club. Any questions on that one? Let us know. Like I said, we have limited spots available for this club. We always have to kind of pace it because we have to order fabric so far ahead. We are going to be choosing some unique, interesting backs. So nothing that is pretty much a tone on tone or like a basic, just a texture in one color. We're going to have some interest there and try and find something really, really great for you and good value. Okay. Always good quality wide backs too. That is my number one thing. Anything else we need to mention? I should say that it ships like on the 15th of each month. So May 15th is first. So it's always going to be the odd months. So May, July, September, November, January, March is every other month.
Okay.
All right. Okay. That was kind of a lot.
A lot.
Any questions?
No.
No. Well, that's good.
How do you dream up these projects? Someone said, how do you dream up these projects?
So projects come, they just come and come. The clubs, they're all kind of based on what I would love to have myself. I'm very selfish like that, I think. But it's really, truly like if I would, if I was only a consumer and not teaching and didn't own a store, I would love to get these surprises, whether it's monthly, every other month, or every 3 months, just to break me out of a rut sometimes. Sometimes I want to explore something new, and it's always fun to get something pretty, get fabric in the mail that you weren't really kind of knowing what's coming. For me, that's really fun. I love surprises. And so that's really where it comes from, really, truly. All right, so let's get to our weekly thing. Well, every Tipsy Tuesday, we show you what's brand new in the store, what's coming up, and we have a brand new bundle in the store. So this is her third collection, I think, with Riley Blake Fabrics. This is Melissa Gilbert, better known as Laura Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie. And so her company is Modern Prairie. She designs very, I would say, fabrics that really relate to her story and her character on those shows. And so this is her third line. And it's a little bit of a departure, not much, but it's a very soft, beautiful, a little bit of a different artwork, I feel like. So I'm excited to show it to you. This one is called Daybreak on the Prairie. And we put together a bundle that is kind of 2 colorways. So this is kind of the main floral, nothing too large, which I appreciate. So very nice, subtle tones of lavender. There's a little bit of gray in here, a little bit of sage green. So very, very I would say subtle, but beautiful, beautiful prints. So I broke this down into, it's a 10-piece bundle, so 10 half yards or fat quarters. So here I was starting with this lavender color story, lavender into a little bit of a plummy purple, but mostly really nice soft lavenders. We have the geometric print, and we have another directional, a little bit of the darker tone. I love the vines, and I love there's kind of a darker purple shadow on the second every other. We have a light lavender that has a little bit of the blue flowers on it, a little bit of the sage green. And then we have the last of the lavender prints, which is this floral. Let me turn it around, it's upside down. This is the only one that's truly a little bit directional, but not really. It has a little bit of a golden wheat in these little in these little bouquet bundles of flowers. You see more of the blue, a little gold in the flowers, but very small. So then we go into the blue colorway. So similar prints. We'll go, so you see all these hues of blue. They have a little bit of a correlation to the purples. So it has a little bit of a purple hue in some of the leaves. We have the same print as we do here, but with a light blue background and still that golden wheat in there. We have a small floral print. And it is a little bit kind of reminiscent of almost a 30s print, I feel like. We have the geometric in the light blue again. And I love this one. I think this one is very pretty, very cool. I love the diagonal little wiggly line there. And finally, we have that same vine print, and that's kind of going to be your darkest blue, a little bit darker. Now, I know, look how soft and nice this is. So I always like to, if you want to really let soft colors shine, here are some colors that work with it, but also something that gives it a little bit of a punch. So starting with the lavenders, this is a perfect combo. Floral elements, lavender haze. I love the flowers in there, also lights and darks. So this goes really well with all of it. And then I chose another, just a little bit darker, stash stripe in the orchid. I really like that because it has the white dot, so it softens it. So it's the same tone, but still different if you wanted to mix more in. Now there is kind of a grayish hue to this. So I chose one color. This is Crimp Fog. If you look at it alone, it's very gray, but if you look at it with this, it has definitely that purplish undertone. So you can see how it works really well, especially with those lighter colors over here. And then I'm talking about this punch. So when you want a little bit of a punch of a darker color to make the other one shine, you got to look for the same tone, but go just a tad bit darker. So this is my Hema Knit in the Crowberry. It's the same tone, but just a darker value. You can see that and see how much that does for the other colors. It brings more color out of the other ones. So going into our blue tones, I started with Glaze Ice. Now this one is a light blue, so going really well with all the light blues. Has some dark dots in there that's gonna tone well with the darker tones everywhere. Another lighter tone is the Bumbleberry Sonora Blue. Also all the light tones of blue with some darker hues and darker values. And the third one that is gonna be more icy a little bit is Grunge Cosmic. Has some gray in it, has some white in it, so it really works nicely. And then for that punch, yes, this might be a surprise, but look at those blue flowers. So Canvas Cobalt is exactly that blue flower color. So it could be used as a accent color, a focal tone, or great for little borders, binding to just punch things up. Maybe there's something in a block you want to feature something darker, but I really love punching up those lighter colors like that. For backgrounds, I would choose pretty white, light white for these because they are so soft. Canvas whitewash is a great option because the whites in the prints are pretty white, a little bit of an off-white. There's also a Moda Basic Magic Dot Cloud, so it has just little, really off-white dots on the white. So either of those would be great. And then you might think, what could be a focus print that is not in here that is gonna give you kind of a little bit of a different view? Of course, I went with that gold that is in the wheat in some of these prints. So you could go with Hema Knit in the Dandelion. It's pretty much the exact color, so, but nothing too bright, nothing gonna be like too wild. So you go there. Or if you want a little more punch, the Glaze Citrine, yes, it's the same tone. It's just a little punchier, a little darker. And so either way, those would be great, I think. It's just a little, you can see how this is a little toned down versus this one. So this one is called Daybreak on the Prairie. And there is one wide back I think would be really fantastic with it. And I think you all would agree. This one is called Belle Watercolor Purple. How gorgeous is this one? And it would be perfect for this soft, nice quilt. So here's the collection, Daybreak on the Prairie by Modern Prairie for Riley Blake Fabrics. So we have some more brand new widebacks. As you probably have noticed, if you've been purchasing widebacks from us, I love to keep fresh and new widebacks in stock all the time. We have a lot of variety because I am going to be making you make a lot of quilts all the time. So here are 4 new great widebacks that we just got in the store. This is just a tad bit larger scale of our Glaze Basics. So Glaze now has wide backs. We have 4 colors. Do you want to put those up? The Glaze, Prussian, Storm Cloud, Waterfall, and Royal. You don't? Oh. Well, there's that. We have some great Glaze wide backs in the store. So is in my notes, and obviously the connection was not made. But the Glaze, check it out. If you're looking for great widebacks, those are going to be more of a concentrated color. So the Prussian is a deep blue. We have Storm Cloud, which is a great medium gray. Waterfall has a little bit of a teal in it, I do believe. And then Royal is another bluish tone. So check all those out. Any other questions on any of those things? Fabulous back for that. Yes, I agree. So then let's go to our giveaway question. So all you got to do is answer this question in the comments and you're automatically entered into our giveaway. What is your favorite thing to do to celebrate the start of spring? Wow, start of spring. It feels like we're already in full-on summer here in Florida, but it is really beautiful to see the plants. Favorite thing to do is really go smell the flowers. I actually went to a beautiful botanical garden that is right here in St. Pete. We did go there on Sunday.
Yeah.
And there's just, it's so special. You feel like you just get more oxygen around all those beautiful plants. So I love to just see the blooms. I'm not a great gardener because I forget to do things, but I really appreciate all the beautiful flowers. I'm a wannabe gardener. So, flowers, flowers, flowers. That's me. So let us know in the comments, what is your favorite way to celebrate? We have 2 more upcoming shows this week. Perfect Pair this coming Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Time. So 10 a.m., isn't it 9:30? I think it's always 9:30. Yes, 9:30. So that is coming this Thursday, 9:30, and then Happy Friday will be this Friday at 12 noon. And then our Tipsy Tuesday show will be a week from today, April 21st at 4 p.m. Central Time, kicking off our amazing strip-along, first part of our strip-along. So if you haven't done so yet, jump in with us. It's going to be so much fun. It's just all strips. That's all you need for this quilt. So go scrunch around, grab the pattern at a discount. Pattern plus videos will come together. Or if you maybe need something from the store, $60 purchase is going to get you that all for free. So you just got to put it in your cart. Put it in your cart first, and then it'll drop off when you do the checkout. So that's our show today. Anything I'm forgetting, sir? Mr. HP, any last words for
I'm
folks?
not sure there is. I think we're good.
Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.
They calling me now. Got that ruler lined up, it's to the edge so clean. Every cut precise, like a quilting machine. Got my rhythm in motion, steady hand, no stop. Turning scraps into magic, watch me build it all. From a vision in my mind to a pattern so bold. Every strip telling stories in the seams I hold, yeah. Measure it twice.
To the groove, it's the place to stay. GE Designs got the Stripology way. Quilting with the beat, you feel that heat. We're the rulers of the strips, every inch so neat. Lay your fabric here, lay it right here. Cut it right there, cut it right there. Precision in the rhythm can't help but stare. From morning to night we cut and we care. Every quilt a masterpiece, nothing can compare. Home of the Stripology, feel that vibe. GE Designs where precision is our vibe. Cut it, slice it, make it so right.